to math, lesson 20.2, classify and organize triangles. I can classify triangles. Spark your learning. The house shown is called an A-frame house. Architects use triangular shapes in many building designs. Okay, so they want us to group the triangles according to their attributes. Okay, so basically when we do that, we have what? 3 types of triangles. Obtuse, acute, and right. Right, so obtuse, acute, and right. So let's make a T-chart or chart, okay? So we're going to do types of triangles. And so we said obtuse, acute, and right. Okay. Then, okay, so no sides with equal lengths. Okay, then we have 2 sides with equal lengths. And then we also have triangles that all equal lengths. For all sides equal lengths. And then we're going to figure out which triangles up here go in those categories. Okay, so also when we say no sides of equal length, 2 sides with equal length, and all sides of equal length, those specific types of triangles have a name. Okay, so the one with all equal sides is called the equilateral triangle. And I'm just going to do a triangle shape. So save the sun some room here. Okay, what is the one that has no sides of equal length? The scalene triangle. And then the triangle that has 2 sides of equal length is the isosceles triangle. Okay, so let's put these in here. Letter A, what would that be? Do we have any equal sides? No. And what are all the angles in there? Acute. So we are going to put that right here because it meets up with the acute and it meets up with the scalene, right? B. Okay, all the angles are what? Acute because they are all less than 90. Okay, so we're going to go down this middle column and then what type of triangle is it? Isosceles because it has 2 equal sides, right? So letter B is going to go in here. Okay, letter C. All of those angles are what? Acute, and all the sides are the same or equal. So letter C is going to go right here. Letter D. You have what? A right angle, so it's a right triangle, right? Okay, and then the sides are what? Not equal. So letter D would go right here, correct? Letter E, you have what? A right angle, and you have what? 2 equal sides. So E would go right here, correct? Okay. Letter F, what do you have? You have an obtuse and then 2 acute, right? So it's an obtuse triangle. And then what about the sides? None of them are equal, so letter F would go here. So it's an obtuse triangle and also a scalene triangle. Okay, letter G, you have what? You have 1 obtuse, so that overrides the acute, right? okay? And then how many equal sides? 2, so that makes it also an isosceles triangle. Okay, so that's how our chart should look. Let me make this D look a little better. It looks kind of like a P. There we go. Okay, so connected vocabulary. So this is what we just literally talked about, okay? With the equilateral triangles, the isosceles triangles, and the scalene. So triangles can be classified by their angle measures and also by their side lengths. An equilateral triangle has 3 congruent sides. An isosceles triangle has at least 2 congruent sides, and a scalene triangle has no congruent sides. So build understanding. The angles of the roofs on buildings can form many different types of triangles. Complete the table by classifying the triangles by angle measures and by side length. Write acute greater than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees, obtuse greater than 90 degrees and less than 180, or right equal to 90 degrees. Then write isosceles, scalene, or equilateral. Okay? So the angle measures. So for that first one, what type of triangle? Acute. Side lengths make it what type of triangle? Equilateral, isosceles, or scalene? Scalene. Next one, what type of triangle measured by its angles? Right. What type of triangle by its sides? Isosceles. Because it has 2 similar sides, right? Okay, next one, based on its angle measures, what type of triangle? Acute. What about its side lengths? What type of triangle? Okay, next one, based on its angle. Right. What type of triangle based on its side length? Scalene, because there's none that are similar, right? Okay, next triangle based on its angle measures? Acute. What type of triangle based on its side length? Whoops. Okay, next one based on its angle measures. Based on its side length. Remember? Similar, right? Okay, next one based on its angles. Obtuse, because there's one greater than 90. Based on its side length, because there's what? 2 equal sides. Okay, what does the angles of the right triangles and the obtuse triangles have in common? They are what? They're at least 90 degrees or more, right? So both are at least 90 degrees or more. Is it possible to draw a triangle that is both obtuse and equilateral? Explain. No. So no, because basically to get the obtuse, you have to have that one angle spread really far apart, right? Okay, and then in order to do that, then that makes the one side length at least way longer than the other 2, right? Okay, in order to connect it. Step it out. Number 2, draw and name a triangle with exactly 2 congruent sides and all angles smaller than a right angle. Okay, so basically for this, we would need a protractor, right? Okay, and we would draw our length and then get our angle, right? Okay, to be smaller than a right angle, and then we connect it, right? Okay, so basically, if we took a ruler and we did, say, like an inch and an inch on both sides, would that work? Okay, so we're going to say that these 2 are congruent and they're 1 inch each. Okay, and then I would connect it, but that is probably not as long as the other 2, right, guys? Okay, so name the first attribute of the triangle given. Okay, then draw that part of the triangle. So we got two, what first? Two congruent sides, okay? Name a second attribute, then complete the drawing of the triangle. So all the angles are what in that triangle? Smaller than 90 degrees. So all angles are smaller than 90 degrees. So classify the triangle you drew by its angles and by its sides. So we drew, so what's the angles? Acute, and acute, what type is it by the sides? Isosceles, so an acute isosceles triangle. Check understanding. Number one, each floor of the Flatiron Building in New York City is shaped like a triangle. Look at this blueprint of one of the floors. Which terms best describe the shape of the floor? Explain your reasoning. Okay, so once again, we're going to do our type of triangle. So do you guys see a certain angle in there? Okay, so it would be a right. Okay, then what do you guys think about the side length? No, and we know for sure the slanted one doesn't. So it's actually a scalene. So none of them match. So a right scalene triangle. And basically we just explained our reasoning, right? Because we don't feel that this matches that, and we for sure know that the slanted one doesn't match. So then that means that none of the sides match, right? And then of course we can see the right angle here. Yes, it kind of curves, but still you could probably form a right angle. Okay. Classify the triangle, right acute, obtuse, or right, then right, isosceles, scalene, or equilateral. So that's what we just been doing, right? Okay. So based on the angle, what is it? Acute. Based on the side being scalene, because none of them are the same length, right? Triangle. Okay, so based on those angles, 12357. So this time you don't have a picture, but you can still tell based on this stuff, right? So obtuse, because what? 100 is more than 90. So an obtuse. What about the side lengths? Scalene, because none of them are the same length. Triangle. Okay, all right. We're going to go ahead and keep recording this. If we run out, the whole page still needs to be completed. On your own, number 4, construct arguments. Tyler and Kiara each draw a line segment on the same isosceles triangle to form smaller triangles. Are there smaller triangles isosceles? Explain. So, yes or no? Or is one and the other isn't? They're both isosceles. So Kira is isosceles because she has two what congruent sides. Tyler's is a scalene because he has no equal sides. Okay, so we're gonna say that was our explanation. All right, let's just go ahead and write Tyler scalene, and then Kiara was isosceles. Okay, so we explained it. So use structure, classify the triangle, right? Acute, obtuse, or right, then isosceles, scalene, or equilateral. So we just did that, right? Okay. So what do you guys think for 5? A right, because you have a 90-degree side. Isosceles, because you have what? Yeah, 2 equal sides. Okay. Number 6, based on